Alright, it's April 21st, 2024. I'm back in Bloomingdale, Illinois to do a final take at Stratford Square Mall, which will be permanently closing tonight. When I was here last month, I took a couple minutes to mention the historical timeline and lifespan similarities between this mall and nearby Spring Hill Mall in Dundee Township. So it's quite fitting, or not, that today I do the opposite. And by that, I'm referring to the stark differences on the final day at each of these malls. While the final night at Spring Hill could be described as bittersweet, okay, that's probably a bit cliche, but in my words, it was nice to see Spring Hill go out in style. The final day here at Stratford is anything but. While Spring Hill featured displays of old directories, a few gates and open areas for exploration, and a few people reminiscing, Stratford Square, as you'll see, really just has none of that. There's no historical displays or old mall directories out on tables. Instead, there's extensive signage about security cameras in use and a clear no-taking-anything policy. Areas that could have easily been opened for exploration remain cordoned off, and there's security guards strategically placed throughout the premises. The conversations that I hear are just lambasting the mayor and city administration of Bloomingdale for what they've done to the mall and how proud the administration is that the mall is coming down, and that it's coming down quick. I suppose reminiscing may have occurred earlier, because there was a news crew here and a parade that was going through the lower level of the mall that was wrapping up when I arrived. But even then, there were a group of gentlemen standing on the upper level near the central elevator onlooking the parade, remarking that this parade was just a show, a facade if you will, celebrating the mall for all the wrong reasons. But that's enough on that front. But overall, just a very different vibe on the final day here at Stratford versus Spring Hill, both demographically and emotionally from my observation. In reality, while Spring Hill and Stratford Square are only 15 miles apart in neighboring counties, in a way their final days could be in neighboring worlds. Okie doke. Let's head downstairs. And on that note, I guess I should mention that the closure and demolition of Stratford Square leaves only two traditional enclosed malls here in DuPage County, Yorktown Center in Lombard and Fox Valley Mall in Aurora. Okay, so in this court here was a play area in front of the former JCPenney, which was originally a Weebolt's. Macy's, which was originally Marshall Field's, would have been behind these doors here, but again, that wing was partially demolished, so it would have been back quite a few more feet. It is daytime, so as you'll notice, the natural light really just floods the space here. It's vastly different than that eerie darkness when I did the night shoot here last month. Note how the natural light just really accentuates these golden wood tones, both in the pillars and the ceiling trusses, and even around those store entrances. There's even some original flooring, as I've mentioned in my previous video, where kiosks have been removed. But overall, natural elements were just very key to the aesthetic at Stratford Square. You can see that it was built to resemble a village streetscape, between strategically placed foliage, lanterns that adorn the posts, and the fact that the original flooring was a brick-like cobble all contribute to that natural architectural element. Here's some of that original flooring right here. But it's very evident that as cohesive as this design is, as well as the renovations and additions that have taken place here, this mall is very much a product of the early 80s. The center court, where all the wings converge into a ring-like mezzanine, escalators rise from the first level to the second, and stoic columns flare into inverted pyramids under the expansive skylit glass ceiling, just create this iconic space that became the poster child for shopping guides, tourist magazines, etc. If you were from Chicagoland, Stratford Square may or may not have been your mall, but if you saw a picture of that center court, you knew exactly where that was. But as I said in my opening statement, this mall will be closing permanently tonight, and demolition is quickly looming. All of this that you see here will soon be rubble, probably before the year's end. It'll be gone to make way for a mixed-use development. So, this will be my last time here inside of Stratford Square, although I know I will be back to do some shoots of the demolition. Please enjoy the last few minutes of this video. So long, Stratford. Thank you all for sticking with me. More to come.
The car says it was down there where my beautiful mom is.